Good morning, Chevra. We have a lot to get through, so let's get right into it. Today is the 11th of Sivan. Beautiful Wednesday morning, and we're on page 86 in the Chayenu. In today's lesson, the Alter Rebbe, the Tanya, gives an illustration of something appearing to exist independently, but when viewed within the context of its source, it loses its separateness. The context of its source loses its separateness and is the light of the sun's rays. That's what we're going to discuss, which lacks significance within the solar globe itself. The Alter Rebbe proceeds to demonstrate how this is true of creatures that appear to be tangible by means of an illustration. This is the mashal that he brings today. We are in the third chapter of Shara Yichud Ve'emunah, trying to delve into the unity and understanding with the emunah, the unity of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. An illustration of this is the light of the sun, which illuminates the earth and its inhabitants. This illumination is the radiance and the light which spreads forth from the body of the sun and is visible to all as it gives light to the earth and the expanse of the universe. Maybe today is a little bit overcast, but obviously it's light out. We can see outside because the sun, even though it's being blocked a little bit from the clouds, is shining. It's obvious, at least we know, that this light that comes down is also present in the very body of the sun itself, right? We have light that comes all the way into this room through the windows, and it goes all the way back up 92 million miles away to its source, the sun. That's where it came from. If it gets spread forth and shine to such a great distance, then certainly that light is within the sun, right? Seems obvious. However, when we talk about the radiance, the light that we experience here, when it's in the sun, you don't say this light is back in the sun. Over there, it's considered nothing. This light that we experience here. In the sun itself, it's absolutely non-existent. Again, in relation to the body of the sun, which is the source of this light and radiance. In as much as this radiance and light is merely the illumination which shines from the body of the sun itself. So since the sun's light is merely an illumination deriving from the sun, this light that we see coming through the window, it's in a state of complete nothingness when found in the sun. One cannot say that within the body of the sun, there is sunlight. When you look at the sun, you say, that's the sun. That's the sun globe. It's only in the space of the universe, under the heavens and the earth, where the body of the sun is not present. And it's interesting because you can't see the sun today. It's blocked by the clouds. The body of the sun is not present and not seen, but it gives off the illumination. It's from there that this light and radiance appears to the eye as if it has an actual existence. This light to us seems very real because it lights up. If the lights were off, we'd still have light because it's coming through the windows all the way up, down from the sun. So the sun's light and rays as they appear outside of the sun can truly be said to exist in as much as the sun itself is not found there. So if you tell a little kid today, where's the light coming from? They'll say, I don't know. What do you mean? It comes from the sun. I can't see the sun. What do you mean? There's a sun up in the sky. A little kid will say, well, there isn't. Like the sun doesn't exist. Yeah, the light is actually coming from the sun. But a child can't see that. And we're like a child, right? We can't always see it. When this light that we're seeing now here in this room is inside the sun, it's considered as if it doesn't exist. This particular light. There, in the sun, it's nothing. It doesn't exist. There, all there is the sun. So this is the mashal. To sum up the mashal, although the sun's rays are found within the body of the sun, they cannot be said to exist there. There, they don't exist. There's nothing separate from the sun itself within the sun. That which can be deemed to exist within the sun can be nothing other than the sun itself. Okay, that's as far as the sun is concerned. The musam, kitsalmam, im kol abruim legabe shefa elikim eruach piv, hashefe alehem mahava oisam humekayram. The exact parallel to this mashal that we just shared about the sun is the relationship between all created beings and the shefa, eliki, the divine flow of the life force that comes from the breath of his mouth, quote unquote, which flows upon the world and brings them into existence. Beheim atzom einam, rakmoi oir v'ziv mispashet min hashefa, v'ruach Hashem hashefea, mislabish b'soicham, u'meisiyam me'ayin liyesh. However, the created beings themselves are merely like diffusing light from the flow of Hashem, which issues forth from him and becomes clothed in them and brings them from nothing into being. And their existence is nullified in relation to their source, just as the light of the sun is nullified and is considered nothing. And it's not at all referred to as existing when it's within its source, just like the sun. When it comes to the mashal, the term existence applies only when it's beneath the heavens, where its source is not present. In the same manner, the term existence can be applied to all created things only as they appear to our eyes. We don't see, we're like the kid that doesn't see the sun and says, it's just light out today. I don't see the sun. It's hard to explain to a child that the light that we experience here in this room comes from the sun, which is 92 million miles away and is blocked by all those clouds. So too, when we see existence, we don't see the source. We don't see the Eibishter giving off that the 10 utterances that are keeping every single creature in existence. So we just see our reality and we say, oh, that's what it is. We don't see anything or comprehend the source, which is the spirit of Hashem that brings everything into existence. Therefore, since we do not see or comprehend the source, Hashem, it appears to our eyes that the physicality, materiality, and tangibility of created things actually exist. To us, it seems like it exists. Just as the light of the sun appears to fully exist when it is not within its source and is found within the expanse of the universe. We can see today, there's clouds blocking, but if there was something else blocking, if there were blackout screens, then whatever light there is here would just stop. We wouldn't have it. It's only because there's minimal disruption from the source that it comes and filters through. So in truth, the source of all creatures is constantly found within them. Our failure to perceive notwithstanding. We can't see it. Doesn't mean it's not the Eibishter giving it its power to exist constantly. Their existence is totally nullified in relation to their source, and they cannot be said to truly exist. Obviously, the Alter Rebbe always points out that the mashal doesn't perfectly work. It's not, mashal eina makoir b'metzias klal v'chal ha'olam v'ala aretz shenira sham oired liyesh gamor. In the illustration, in the mashal, the source, which is the sun, is not present at all in the expanse of the universe and upon the earth, where its light is seen as actually existing. Since the sun itself is not present on the earth, its rays are always able to assume a seeming reality of their own. It's therefore readily understandable why they're perceived as existing independently. By contrast, all created beings are always within their source. We don't see it. Okay, it's a separate matter. But every single bit of creation is always within its source. The divine activating force, what's the source? The divine activating force, which is continuously found within them, constantly creating and animating them from nothingness. It's only that we don't see it with our physical eyes. Yet, we can't see godliness within each creation that we're sitting in right now. Since in reality, they are indeed within their source at all times. Why are we not nullified to their source in their sources? Why are creatures not nullified within their source in an obvious and revealed manner, so that there's no mistaking them as independent entities? If Hashem was revealed, we would know exactly where we came from. So why can't we see Hashem with our own eyes? To understand this, some prefatory remarks are necessary. So the Alter was going to go on to explain that the divine power of concealment and contraction is responsible for hiding God's light. We've discussed this extensively in the Tanya, that Hashem specifically wants us to have free choice and wants us to experience the challenges in this world. And so he hides himself, and if he were not hidden, then we would be totally bottle. We would be totally not independent. We would be totally reliant on Hashem, and this enables creation. Obviously, we're still reliant, but we feel independent. This enables creation. The fact that Hashem's hidden enables creation to be perceived as possessing existence, whereas in reality, it is totally nullified within its source. So what's the takeaway? You don't see your godly source of energy. We all know we have a neshama. We all know that we have godly energy giving life to everything in this world, but we don't see it. So we lose the proper preference, the proper reference point of the real truth. We don't see it, but still, in truth, we're totally subsumed within the oneness of Hashem. Everything is Hashem. We don't see it? Okay, that's our problem. That's the way God designed us, for us not to be able to see it, for Him to be concealed. But that doesn't change the reality of it, that everything is Hashem Echad. Have a good day, everyone.